guys, hello, this is Sam again, number one fiber splicer. Today I have a very exciting, incredible review to do for you. This is my grandfather's southbend pocket watch. Let me give you a little bit of information about southbend. We're going to set it back here. I'll give you a little bit of information about this, and then we'll take a closer look at the watch itself. Southbend was started in 1903 by the Studebaker brothers, the same car guys that you think of from Studebaker. It's 1903. They came together and started it, got together. The reason we got the Southbend watch, Southbend, Indiana is where they decided to set their plant up. In 1905, production began of the watches. They had several different watches to choose from at that time, and the price range was $16 to $125. But you think back in 1905, $125 was a lot of money. Now, they started making the watches. They were very popular, and they were just going like crazy. But then World War I came. The government didn't close them down, but made them stop production of watches, and they made gun sights for rifles all the way up to cannons for World War I, which was common in that time. Now, in 1928 is when they started production again, and the desire for the pocket watch had pretty much changed completely because of the invention of the wristwatch being used by the military men overseas. Came back, and that was what they wanted. It was something that they had realized was easier for them, or more, whatever you'd call it. It was just something they liked better than the pocket watch. So in 1930, they were still doing good. But at that time, since the beginning, they have made over 1 million watches, which is quite a good number. And also, the factory was a massive building, and you can look up on the internet and see some pictures of it. It actually burned down. I'm thinking in the late 60s was what I read, but there's some pictures of it. It's a very impressive building, very large. Now, in 1929, they decided to make the Studebaker watch, is what they call it. Same watch, except it just said Studebaker instead of Southbend. And these watches were sold on credit over the mail. You put $1 down, get the watch, pay the rest of it off. In November of what happened is the stock market crashed in 29, and it absolutely killed it. No men had enough money to pay off their watches they had bought. In November of 1929, late November, I'm thinking around Thanksgiving, the plant was shut down. The employees were told that they would open it again on January 1st. The plant never opened again, and they liquidated everything they had. So this watch was obviously made before the Studebaker version came along, because this is a Southbend watch. I'm going to give you a couple specs here. We're going to try and get this right. All the way across, the watch is measuring just about 39, maybe 40, no, quite bigger, 40, closer to 50, I'm sorry, 48 millimeters. We've got a thickness right around 15 millimeters. This watch still runs just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. got a small second down at the bottom at the 6 o'clock position. South bend written in just under the 12 o'clock position. Arabic numerals and minute markers, if you can see them, are just on the outside chapter ring in red. It's just a beautiful watch. It's got a little bit of design on the bezel. I don't know if you can see it or not. And here's the interesting part, fellas. We're going to show you how you wound this watch. You wind it right up here, just regular old wind it. But when it got time to set it, you unscrew the crystal and take the crystal completely off. Set it to the side. Right at the one, in between the 1 and 2 o'clock position is a small little tab that you try your best to pull. There it goes. It's out now. It's out, and I'm trying to see how you did it here. Oh no, once you get it pulled out, I'm sorry fellas, there you go. You can see I have the tab pulled out now that was under there. That's protected by the crown. What it does is disengage the winding rotor and engage the hands so that they can be turned and set to whatever you want. When you're through, you just push that little tab right there. It slides back in and out, kind of curved like a banana. And that disengages the hands, goes back to just a manual wind, and you screw your clasp on right here if you're halfway decent. Now my granddaddy was a carpenter, and he only bought this chain just a few years before he passed away. He wore a leather strap on it. He was a carpenter, so he kept this pocket watch in his overalls and had a leather strap that he used to tie on to keep it where it needed to be at. For the longest time, my daddy tells me about it. I never met my granddaddy, but I know a lot about him through my dad. And I think it's just a great piece of American history used by a great American. My granddaddy, a great carpenter, and like me, a guy that obviously likes a nice watch. And that's, let me give you one shot of the back of it, fellas. It's just a polished back, flat polished movements inside there. I don't know how to get to it, and I wouldn't want to get to it because I'm afraid I'd mess it up. But I'll give you the best close-up I can to try and give you this. And there it is. My prior to 1929, not sure what year, South Bend pocket watch. Will be mine. It's my dad's right now. He keeps it on a display. Will be mine one day. Alright, thanks guys. Remember to subscribe if you liked it. Please leave a comment below. Thank you.